Welcome to Dallas, the home of the killers. Welcome to Dallas, sharks and gorillas. The girls, they going harder than it's true. Welcome to Dallas, we lost some legends. Welcome to Dallas.
Hola! Welcome back to another rendition, another episode of the Poofy Man podcast. And today is going to be an interesting one. No notes, no research, nothing like that. More like an epiphany. So, look, the kid makes mistakes sometimes, you know what I mean? I'm always open to learning new things. That's the whole point here. But I think I was wrong on the World Cup, okay? So my apologies go out. I actually have come over the last week or two full circle and then back around again. So that's 360 plus 180. That's like a 540. I've done a 540 on this. And that's incredible math, by the way. And where I'm at now is I understand now more the spirit of the World Cup is something to value. So how I got here is essentially after some games have gone, we're well into the tournament at this point. What I've noticed is, there's a few parts to this, but what I've noticed is that America, the average, just the total package, right? We're very insular, meaning we're very insulated from other cultures, which sounds weird because we pride ourselves on, our diverse population, and we believe that we come in contact with many cultures all the time. We have immigrants from all over the place, Latin America, Europe, Middle East. It doesn't really matter, Africa, all over the place. And so we think that we're like citizens of this greater community in our minds, but the reality is all that shit's American. It's all American. You eat Korean food here down the street. That's not Korean food. It's American food. Just by the nature of it. It's just, these are Americans. And the reason I started to realize that is because of something I saw that went viral a couple days ago. After the Japan whoever game, Chechnya or whatever. This isn't about soccer. This is about something bigger. So I'm not going to recant how I feel about soccer as the game. I'm not doing that. But I will say that a heartwarming gesture was witnessed following the game. This entire side of a, 120,000 or 130,000 seat arena was filled well after the game ended, and it was all of the Japanese fans who had stayed after a 2.5 hour boring soccer game to just clean up after themselves. To pick up their own mess they made. And it's wow, that's so fucking dope to me. I think that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I don't mean because it's proper or respectful or anything. It's just fucking dope that those people can enjoy themselves without leaving behind the remnants of their great time for someone else to pick up. And it's so respectful, and I love that. And that's what I mean. That isn't American. That's why it's shocking. And so the World Cup brought that to us, and now it's going viral. And I imagine I'm not that unique to see that and have that epiphany kind of happen. Wow, so that's Japanese culture, and probably pretty ordinary for them. They're probably going, why are they sharing this? This is what we do after every event or everything we do. That's a fucking cool element of their culture that, we don't really see ever. We're messy as fuck. Like, we don't even think about it. And that's cool. That's okay. That's all right. But hopefully we can pick something up from it and go, hey, man, I'm going to be like those Japanese folks, and I'm going to do this dope-ass thing too, and I'm going to pick up after myself, right? Like, to show respect for the stadium and whoever else comes in after me. That's pretty cool. But again, back to the original point, like, so there's plenty of Japanese immigrants here, but, like, they're American. Not like it's bad, but they're American. We've never seen anyone pick up after themselves. It wouldn't be so shocking if we had. So, like I said, we're actually insular. Everything here that goes on, whether you hate it or love it, that's American. The fact that we're allowed to sit here and somebody might say they hate something about America. Well, we're all Americans in here. It's not all that surprising to hear it. That's America. You know, we're almost expecting to hear it. And then we expect a debate to happen or whatever to happen. Or nothing to happen, whatever. It doesn't really matter. The point is, like, we have that, the culture that we have is one that is accepted people who have already converted to an American frame of mind before they even get here. By the time they get here from wherever they are coming from, they've already embraced the spirit of ambition and hard work and struggle and building a new life for themselves. And they're already wired like that. That's why they're drawn here. So when they get here, they immediately actually it seems by just the contrast of what I'm talking about between these Japanese folks from Japan who are here for a few days picking up after themselves and all of the, you know, productive Japanese folks that are here that contribute and all of that who happen to take on our culture, who don't do that necessarily. I'm not saying they don't all do that. I'm just saying I've never seen it, and that's why it's so heartwarming. And gave me this mental epiphany, like, boom, like, whoa. And I assume that if you look around enough, just because the World Cup forces us to come together and brings cultures inside by the nature of how the tournament's set up, and it inside of our insular little bubble that we live in, right? And we get to firsthand watch how people conduct themselves, how they move through their lives and how they carry themselves and all these things. You know, and that's just one example. It's not all the examples. I mean, the only reason I'm doing this is because I saw a viral video that popped up on my wife's newsfeed. And it was somebody from the UK who was sharing viral videos himself of other people from different places around the world here for the World Cup. And it was all about how much they loved our culture. They loved it here. They loved it. They thought it was so cool. Like, so they were talking, it's like so many things to do, and the whole time I'm listening to this guy, I'm like, what the fuck's he talking about? So many, I wish I had, I mean, like, but we're just so conditioned to see it as this ordinary thing. Man, and it feels really good to hear somebody come in and go, wow, this is really cool. You know, we don't hear that very often. And by we, I mean everybody who lives here, whether you're on one side and you have claims against some of the things in America that go on, or you're a patriot or whatever. None of y'all ever hear someone from a distance come and go, hey guys, this shit's pretty dope. This is so cool how y'all do this. And it makes you go, yeah, it is pretty cool. Like it gives me like chills. It kind of makes me feel good because we just had, I mean, since I've been alive, I'm 40. I don't think I've heard many people. We just say it ourselves almost. And it kind of feels like this sort of psychological, you know, exercise we go through internally to keep our heads high or something. But like, no, man, it is really cool. We should be really proud of the country we have, that we all have helped build through debating things. And, you know, that is America. Everything you see here, whether you like it, hate it, it needs to be changed. We have some things to work on, or things that we did work on that are good now, like those are the things that people see as a whole and love here. And that to me is worth having the World Cup here, to be honest with you. So, shut the fuck up. But yeah, I'm going to go back on it. I think we should have World Cup every fucking year. I love this thing. This is great. So, like I said before, go Chechnya. I'm rooting for y'all. By the way, I'm going to have to check into this. I'm going to get back to y'all on this. I think it might be 2 countries. There's a country called Chechnya, which is a terrorist freaking, safe haven. Different place than a place called Czechia. So, like I said, American, insulated. I'm going to have to work on that. I'm going to start opening my mind to new places and new things. I encourage everyone to. So, Viva Chechnya. Chechia, whatever.
Welcome to Dallas, the home of the killers. Welcome to Dallas, sharks and gorillas. The girls, they going harder than. Welcome to